Hi, thank you for joining. So for this recipe, the oils I'll be using to infuse the nutrients of the cloves is the extra virgin olive oil. You can get this from your supermarket, you can order it from Amazon, you can get it from your local retail shop seller. You can get it from anywhere. It's very common. And I'll also be using some coconut oil, olive oil and coconut oil. Make sure it's organic. I like to use the cold pressed coconut oil because it still has most of its nutrients. So onto the clove, I'll be adding some rosemary leaves. Get the whole one because the whole one you can see it, because we are gonna be blending it. When it's whole, you know what you're actually blending to get the powder from. And the queen of the day, or the king of the day, or the princess of the day, whole cloves. Okay, because we're making cloves oil, so I just added rosemary because rosemary is also very, very good for the hair. Okay, and we have our blender. We are going to be blending. This recipe is the blended recipe. Some they do the infused whole, but I love to blend it so I get like all the nutrients infused in the oil. In our bowl, we are going to be putting about 4 spoons of cloves into our bowl, and to the 4 spoons of cloves, we are going to add about 2 tablespoons of dried rosemary leaves, as we said. And then we are going to transfer it into our blender because, according to me, I just like when it's blended, you can get all the nutrients than when it's still whole. So in order to blend our cloves and rosemary, I'm gonna be using the oils we will need for this recipe, and we will just blend them together. If you have a blender that blends dry, you can blend them apart, but as for now, I have a wet blender, so I'm just gonna blend all of the oils together and the cloves. And make sure you pour in enough oil. The oil has to be above the cloves so that you can have enough oil to extract the nutrients of the cloves. So be generous with that oil. Your hair needs it. Yeah. Olive oil has a lot of benefits for the hair and the scalp. So after putting in the olive oil, we are going to add a coconut oil. As I said, I'm gonna be using all the oils that we need for this recipe. I'm just adding everything at the blending process. Okay, you can add as many nutrients filled oil as possible for your cloves oil. You can use olive oil, coconut oil, argan oil, almond oil, and even some vitamins E extract. Just be generous with everything that is gonna help your hair feels and look healthy, because your hair is a heritage. Okay, so after adding all our oils, we have something that looks like this, and then we're gonna blend and blend and blend until it looks very, very fine. I blended this for about 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, just blend and blend and blend, and once it's well blended, you can see how the cloves looks finer than the beginning, and the color will change because clove is black. So after blending, we are just going to transfer our blended mixture into our heat protecting pan, and because we are going to put this on a little bit of heat, we are not going to cook it. It's not being cooked. We are just going to double boil it in order to get all the nutrients from the cloves and rosemary infused into the oil. So this is for more extraction of the nutrients. And we'll double boil this for like 1 hour. What I did was, after it has boiled like this, I just turn off the fire and I let it sit there. And we are using a glass pan because it's safest. Okay, so once you finish double boiling it, you can just let it sit there for like I used about 1 hour. And you get it out, you let it settle, you let it cool down. I'm just gonna cover my pan and just let this rest for about a week. That is when the infusion process happens. Okay, so once it has sat for about a week, you will see that all the particles are gonna set on there and the oil will be floating on top. You can transfer this into your spray bottle, into your oil bottle, or whatever bottle you want to use to preserve your oil. And